And then I crush it, tell my girl why I'm so bold. Until she trusts it. I'm like the world inside a snow globe. Rap question. Painted murals on the smoke show.
So, here's a question. Who would you spend an eternity with after you die? And would they choose you back? Like, you got to be objective about that when you think about, yeah, I'd pick this partner that I have. I'd pick this XXX partner that I'd have. Would they choose you back? And that will bring you to the idea that if you'd like to be chosen by whoever it is that you decide, if you'd like to be reciprocally chosen, then you have to conduct yourself in a manner that would afford you that privilege, right? You have to realize that throughout your relationship, after your projects are over, whatever it is, your business that you have with this person, your property that you bought, the kids that you're raising, after those things are over, it's like everybody's gone. The kids are gone out of the house. The house is paid for. There's money in the bank. So now you're just stuck with whoever it is that you chose, which may be wonderful unless you're not the person they would have chosen. You know, I use a couple tests whenever I get into like a potential serious relationship. And one of them is if you were a news reporter and you went over to some war zone, let's say Ukraine or Iraq or wherever, Saudi Arabia, wherever it is that we're fighting now, and you got kidnapped, what efforts would I use and what resources would I expel to get you back? Would I pay the money that I had and that's it? Would I go, well, too bad, I told you not to go? Would I, go over there myself and kick in some doors like Denzel Washington in movies? What would I do? Would I mortgage the house to pay for somebody to do all these things? Would I just write letters to the government? What is it that I would do? And that would let me know the level of intensity that I have for you. In addition, if we were on a plane or a ship and we crashed and we were the only two left and we were on an island, right? And nothing mattered except for my company with you, right? The houses don't matter. The money doesn't matter. How popular you were in high school or college or how cool of a job you have or what kind of movie star you are. None of that matters because there's no people to impress, right? So then you start thinking, is this a person that I could build something with from scratch? Are you competitive or cooperative? Are you a person that makes me laugh? Are you a person that breaks down easily? Can you build a hut? Can you fish? Basic skills. Because DoorDash and Uber Eats, that's great. And while convenient, it doesn't bode well for building a home and building a life. It's great that you can order. That's cool in this society. But in my head, I use, if I were stuck somewhere and it was just you, would I be happy? Would I be content? Would I hate it? Would I want to get away from you? What is it about you that would compel me to want to be close? And those are the two things that I think of when I think of having a partnership with somebody. Strip away everything that socially matters. It's just me and you, because that's what we say when we are in love. It's just me and you, babe, against the world. But is it? Is that enough? Right? Is that something that you can deal with? And then after all that, you have to figure out, how do you fight with this person? Because how you fight with the person will dictate how you love the person, right? And that's the thing. The question isn't why do I love you? It's how do I love you? What sacrifices am I willing to endure to provide for you? Out of duty or out of care or out of necessity because I just got to have you in my life. What things are those things? I watch a lot of couples in my community, in the world, in my life and in my history. You watch different couples and how they get down, right? Most of them, nobody's perfect. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody has fights. Everybody has disagreements. And in the long term of the relationship, it's like rubber bands, right? There's elasticity. Everybody thinks you're great at the beginning. And then there's a point where, not so great. And the couples that make it through the not so great because they can see on the horizon a return to what made them the couple in the first place, they fight through that. And eventually it ebbs and flows and it goes back to, isn't this wonderful? It's a great time for us right now. 2 years ago, horrible time. Everything went wrong. Parents are dying, kids are in trouble. There's no money. We get fired from work, whatever the issue is. But are you able to withstand that with the person that you chose as a partner? You understand what I'm saying? And I think that it's important to, one, continually evaluate that, because we all change. I change, you change, and so do I still have the qualities and exhibit the qualities that this person, my partner, who I want to live eternity with, that they fell in love with and that they respect? Am I consistently me? Or am I the one that changed? Because we always like to blame that on somebody else. Oh, we just grew apart. We just grew apart is a weird statement if you think about it, right? Well, you're supposed to be checking in with and on your partner, and you're supposed to be growing together. So growing apart when you didn't understand that that's what was happening is a weird concept. Growing apart, you should be at least cognizant that it's happening because you're continually checking in. So if you grew apart, that is not just a thing that happens. And it's not just your partner's fault, right? It's your fault as well. I mean, aside from you're the one that's checking in, which sounds like nagging, and then the person leaves, and then that's a whole other issue. But the idea is, if I were to die and I could choose any person in my life, current partner, past partner, ideal partner, what would that person want from me? Would they choose me back? And that's how you know that you have a wonderful relationship. Because what happens in these relationships, right? The first stage of your relationship, everybody chooses each other. That's why you're there, right? Yes, you, yes, me. But then things start to wane, and you have to understand why that happens, right? Sexuality starts to wane. And then we think, well, we're getting older, so maybe that's the issue. And maybe it is. I don't know the answer to that. Typically, it's not. What happens is the intensity and the interest starts to wane, and you feel that competitive spirit that starts to wane. Are you detached from your partner? Are you a nagger? Are they nagging you? Are they allowing you to be your best version of yourself, which is, in addition, peace, which is the thing that most of us look for ultimately, right? The age-old adage is that men just want sex and food, which is true-ish. But the reality is we just want some peace. We just want to feel as though we matter, we are valued, and if we make mistakes, they will not cost us everything. Because we know, just like everybody does, that we will make mistakes. So if I hear, if you messed up and spent all the money, I'd leave you. If you liked somebody else, I'd leave you. And so we know, well, eventually I'm going to make a mistake, maybe not those, but some sort of mistake. And the price is going to be, I'll leave you, right? And so if we don't want to be left, then we're forced to do one of two things. Try to never make a mistake, which drives you crazy. And then you start to resent your partner for adding that level of pressure in your life, or making the mistakes and then hiding them, which then disallows for open communication, because now you have a whole other life. And maybe it's not even that bad, but to you, it's a whole other life of mistakes that I make that I cannot share with my partner. And sometimes the answer is, yes, we should break up, which is fine. But at least promise that there's a discussion prior to just, I'm just leaving and I'm walking out of the door, right? When your person comes home and you're there, are you trying to figure out what their day was like on your own without asking them to narrate the day? What mind space is this person in, and how can I then support that, right? Let me allow this person to come in and decompress and then jump into the family mix. Let me read this person. You love them, you say you love them, and you know them, so then, activate that. Let me read this person and see what is it that you need today in order for your peace, right? So when we're providing that for our partners, other things tend to bolster, right? Our communication bolster, our flirtiness, our laughing. Are you laughing with your partner? Even if they're not funny, like laugh at a show. I don't know how you could date a person that's not funny, but whatever. The point is, are you sleeping with them? Are you sleeping next to them? Are you having sex? Are you talking after the sex is over? Are you having communication about other things? Is it just gossip? Is it just a conversation about problems or finances or children? Or are you genuinely taking interest in things that each other are interested in? Are you allowing for each of your partners, right, each other, to venture out into the world and find things that satisfy them outside of you without you being so insecure that you either have to monitor it or be a part of it or whatever the issue is? Your partner wants to be in a bowling league? Ban yourself from the bowling league. No, you don't need to participate in that. That's for them. I've said that multiple times. What is the pressure of being someone's everything? You're not going to be good at it. You can't be your kid's everything, your partner's everything, your mother's everything, their mother's everything. It's exhausting. And then now what you're doing is presenting a horrible product trying to be this person's everything. When what you could have done is bring back, like, just rein it in a little bit, be there, A, B, C, and D. And for the rest of the alphabet, they're out there getting those things done that are need to be done, right? You're in the bowling league, you get to talk crazy, you get to lie about stuff, because that's all we're doing. This is how much money I make. And back in the day, this supermodel liked me. No, she didn't, but you're going to lie about it. Allow your person to lie and then come home. Allow your person to get out there and participate in their own life that doesn't have anything to do with you. What made them beautiful to you at the beginning is that they had a life. They were intriguing. They were somebody that was maybe mysterious, somebody that you had to get to know because they had layers, right? And those layers were very attractive. Those layers were like, oh my God, look what else this person does, right? And so allow them to bolster those things, because that's what makes you love them. That's what they love about themselves. That's what makes them the happiest. They'll allow you to do the same. So when we're talking about eternity and being together forever and the long term, do you feel like it's a jail sentence that you have to manage? Or do you feel like you're lucky to be in this situation? Because the truth is, when we say stuff like, I couldn't have done it without you, it's supposed to be flattery, but it sounds crazy. Do you mean to tell me that if this person wasn't in your life, that you wouldn't have been able to move forward at the pace that you did? And if that's the case, then how are you a good catch, right? If I have to move you along, then you're not somebody I need to be in my life, because you're not making me grow. I mean, the better quote would be, it wouldn't have been this great without you, right? The ride wouldn't have been this fun without you. I wouldn't have laughed as much without you, but never let it be confused. I would have been successful. And maybe I would have run into somebody else. Maybe that somebody else would have been better. It's irrelevant. I'm with you. And the answer is, are you good enough? Not that I'm settling, but you're enough. I'm not looking around for something else that's better out there. There's always something else better in some category, but are you good enough? And if that's the case, then make sure that you're good enough for this other person. Make sure that you're looking for a good partner. Are you a good teammate? Are you the person that's supportive? Are you the person that's hearing your partner and trying to bolster that? Because I tell you, once it's one-sided, you'll start to see things that wane. There's disinterest. Are you guys doing things that aren't fun, things that you didn't do before? Are you alleviating some of the things that you used to do that were fun because you basically don't want to do them with this person? So we have to earn eternity, and we have to continually earn eternity, right? The idea is, am I continually attracting you? Not, did I attract you when we got together? Because the answer is unequivocally yes. That's why we're together. Did I have something that you wanted or needed? And now we're together. But am I continually impressive? Am I the guy that walks in the room that you continually think, yep, him, right? And that's a lot of effort on my part. It should be a lot of effort on your part. Are you continually checking yourself to do the things and provide a good partner for your partner? Anyway, take that to the bank. Work on yourselves. Observe what's happening in your relationships, just with your partner outside of being a parent. And try to do the best for yourself and for each other. Check us out, Follow us on YouTube, Dad and Change, and on Instagram. Please check that out, Dad and Change. Also, humblenorthamerica.com is a great website, a lot of resources. And we're coming with some shirts that you can buy because shirts are awesome. Anyway, till next time, have a great day.
When you're weary and you're weak, and I guess this long road looking bleak, but I bet this left hand and my feet might address this long road to defeat. So my quest is find a hero in the mirror and then arrest his dreams and his ego. He defenseless. Say the party for the guest list. Ain't nobody wanna test this. It's my illusion when my chest is feeling low.